Hi creators, today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about the Pop 2000s tour. I went to the Pop 2000s tour recently, and it's a concert put on by Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC. And mind you, do you know how big of a boy band girly I am? How big of a boy band fangirl I am? If you don't, you need to go check out my other videos of me talking about boy bands. If you want to see more boy band content videos, I will totally do like research. Like if you want to see their career, I'll do that. If you want to see me listen to their entire discography, rate their entire discography, watch the music videos, anything like that, comment down below. Comment down below. I will do it. Don't you worry. So it's Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC, Ryan Cabrera, OTOWN, minus Ashley because he's working on his acting career, LFO, which it was Brad, I believe. But the other three members have passed, unfortunately, and BB Mac. Those were so Chris, BB Mac, Ryan Cabrera, LFO, and OTOWN. Those are the five groups, sort of like Ryan Cabrera's solo. But whatever. So we got to the venue, and it was in a casino. Mind you, this place is huge. I've been here once, and I went to one side of the place rather than the entire place. We were walking around in circles. We couldn't figure out where it was. Um, but it was fun. Um, we went shopping, and I got a new purse. Look how beautiful she is. She is gorgeous. She's like, um, suede. I think that's what it's called, suede, and the two pockets, and there's a big strap, and she's from Coach. She's beautiful. I love her. I also don't have any green bags. All my bags are mostly like pink and purple, which I wanted a green one and I liked that one. Yeah, we did a little shopping. And oh, we also walked past a Calvin Klein. And you I was like looking at the Calvin Klein in my peripheral vision. You know why? The first thing I thought was, you know what the first thing I thought of was? Yes. Yes. Jungkook. Yeah. Yep. Because he's like an ambassador. I don't know. He has something to do. He has like his own line at Calvin Klein, and there was this giant picture of him in the window. Um, but I didn't ask to take a picture next to it because I was too embarrassed. Um, yeah. And there's more pictures of him inside the store, but we didn't go in the store, so I didn't get to look at them. But whatever, you know. Yeah. And then we got ready for the show first. And also our room was on the 30th floor. How does that happen? We were like next to the penthouses, which I think is so crazy. We were next to the penthouses. We got a regular room. We were on the highest floor. So we got ready, and I'll insert a picture or my fit check of what I looked like. I also did a video of me recreating pictures from NSYNC. You should go check that out on my Instagram. You should go check it out because it really doesn't have that many views. And I thought it was going to get more views, but it didn't. But you should go check it out because I thought it was really funny and it was fun to make. So we got ready, then we went shopping. Well, we kind of really looked around. And then finally, we made it to the showroom. Also, when we were walking around, some of the escalators going up were closed. So we could only go in the elevator, or you couldn't go down. You could only it was dumb. It was dumb. Some of the escalators weren't working. Anyways, we get to the showroom. We're looking at the merch, and there wasn't really anything that I wanted, unfortunately. So I didn't get anything. There wasn't any Chris merch, which I was kind of sad about because like I wanted something in sync, even though I already have two shirts. But there was a lot of like OTOWN merch. I noticed a lot of OTOWN or BB Mac. There was a ton of BB Mac. Not that I'm hating. The BB Mac and OTOWN girlies can have all that merch. Then we got in line, and we were waiting patiently. And mind you, I'm with my aunt and my mom. we're just chilling, we're standing, and I've got friendship bracelets on my shower curtain. They're on shower curtain hooks on my belt loops because I'm wearing a pair of like shorts. And this lady keeps staring at me. And I'm like, I looked at my aunt and I was like, this lady keeps looking at us. She kept staring at me in line. Like, lady, I'm in no rush to get into this place. Well, I was a little bit because I was excited, okay? But she kept giving me like the evil eyes. She kept staring at me. She was like, and she was in the front of the line and she kept looking at me. It's like, lady, take a chill pill. Just, ugh, annoying. Also, the people at the concert didn't really seem that nice or approachable, so I didn't give any of my friendship bracelets away. Yeah, I ended up bringing them home, cutting the strings, and saving the beads because that's what my mom told me to do. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. So that's what I did. So now I have a lot of beads. I'm hoping the crowd for Backstreet Boys will be a little different than that. Because I've already made a ton of friendship bracelets for that show. So, you know, watch out for that. Yeah. So we got into the show and we're all ready and the three of us are sitting together and we're towards the back. But the venue is pretty like the showroom is small. So you could still see it. And also I brought my glasses so that I could actually see the stage. And I understand like they were trying to have a good time, but Ryan Cabrera came out, right? He was the first. He was like the opener, kind of. And I think Chris had come out or whatever, and he was talking, but Ryan had come out, and he was playing guitar and singing, blah blah blah. These two like ladies in front of us stand up, and they're like standing the entire time during a slow song. And I understand people are gonna come after me for this. You can stand up at a concert. I know that. I know that. I did stand up. Granted, I was standing up and videoing, but I sat the whole time. And I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a party pooper. You're a party pooper." Most people were sitting down, and we were just chilling. We were vibing, listening. I was singing along. Don't you worry, I was singing. So these two ladies were standing up in front of us. We couldn't even see the stage. We couldn't see when Chris came out, and we were like, "What the heck?" So the three of us moved over. We probably weren't supposed to, but there was like nobody sitting at the top. So we moved over and we had like a perfect view of the stage. Nobody was in front of us. And it was like a couple rows people were in front of us, but nobody was in front of us. We could see the show. We could see whoever was on stage. It was great. So Ryan came out. He finished his set. He also sang "What Makes You Beautiful" by One Direction, and I was actually like freaking out. Yeah, that was great. Um, and then Chris came out, and I believe he was talking, and he was like talking to people in front and everything. And then he went off, and I believe BB Mac came on. I'm pretty sure it was BB Mac. BB Mac came on, and they were singing and stuff. I don't really know any of their music. I also didn't really know that much of Ryan Cabrera's at all, so it was kind of hard because I was just like sitting there and like waiting. But it was like really slow, like slow songs. So I was kind of tired. I was kind of tired. Nothing against them. Nothing against their performances. They did a really good job. Like for how old they are too, they did a really good job. And who was after? I think Brad from LFO was after. So Brad Fischetti is the only member currently of LFO that um, is still alive. And um, he sang some songs, and I think, OTOWN, no, hold on. Backtrack. BB Mac performed, right? Then I believe it was OTOWN. I believe OTOWN came out and they were singing. They carried the show. They did such a good job. They were fire. They were good. They were good. Even though it was only the four of them, not the five of them, but they did a great job. It was just great. It was such a vibe. And then I believe Brad came out, and Brad sang, obviously, and he brought out this mic stand, and it had two pairs of like Adidas shoes on it. One was red and one was white. Like for the other two members who had passed, and he did this like monologue about the other members, and that they were like watching over him, and it was I I was not definitely not expecting that, but it was kind of sad actually. Like it's I don't know. It was just it was sad. Um and then OTOWN came out with him, and they were singing like they sang Summer Girls, Girl on TV, West Side Story, like the hits, you know. Oh my god, OTOWN sang Liquid Dreams and We Fit Together. That was actually fire. And then eventually at the end, well, also kind of in the beginning, I wish I don't know if I have a video of it or not. But Chris came out with BB Mac and they sang This I Promise You, or This I Promise. Um, and it was crazy. They said they hadn't played it on the tour yet, so I felt honored that they sang us This I Promise. But I don't know if that's true or not. And then later on, OTOWN OTOWN performed for like, so the show started at 8, right? And Ryan and BB Mac had to have played to like 9 maybe? OTOWN played like the rest of the show. The show was 3 hours between like 5-minute intermissions, them talking. It was 3 hours. And Chris at the very end came out with OTOWN, right? They sang Space Cowboy, Gonna Be Me, or I guess It's Gonna Be Me, Bye Bye Bye, Girlfriend. What else did they sing? I forget what other songs they sang. I really wish they had sang God Must Have Spent a Little Bit More Time on You. I really wanted them to sing that song, but I'm so glad they sang Girlfriend, because that's like one of my favorite NSYNC songs. Yeah, it was great. I was exhausted at the end. You could have met them, but I didn't pay the extra money to meet them. And then we went back to we had dinner at the Sugar Factory, and none of us got a fancy smancy drink or anything. We were just tired and ready to go to sleep. So we ate dinner and we went back to our room and we went to sleep. And the next day we woke up and we had breakfast, and it was really yummy. I had this, it was called, at the restaurant they called it Spanish eggs, but I don't know if it's actually called that. But it was like a little tortilla with like beans and pico de gallo and a poached egg. It was so good. Like the beans were so good. Um and then we went shopping and I bought my purse. Oh my gosh. So where we had breakfast was in a different part of the casino. So we drove the car to the other parking garage near where we were gonna have breakfast, right? So we're done shopping and everything, and we find the elevator finally because we couldn't get downstairs because the escalator was broken. It wasn't working. So we get to the elevators, my auntie pushes the button, and it dings and it opens, and she kind of like peeks around the corner because it's in the corner. The elevator's in the corner. And this guy with his hood up, wearing all black, he has this like fuzzy, like Nike hoodie on. I think it was Nike. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Whatever. He like whistles. He's like whistling like some sort of song. And he walks past us, doesn't make eye contact or anything. Just walks past us. And mind you, I'm also wearing an NSYNC shirt when he passes by. We get in the elevator, the door closes, and my mom and aunt kind of like look at each other and they're like, I think that was Ryan Cabrera. And my auntie was talking about like she could see his hair, and like if you've seen like recent pictures of him, his hair is like blonde and it kind of, he has like quiff. That's what it's called. He kind of like does a quiff with his hair. And we kind of like looked at each other and they're like, yeah, that was definitely Ryan Cabrera, because he didn't make eye contact. I don't think he was anticipating that we were gonna be in the like right there waiting for the elevator. Also, I was wearing an NSYNC shirt, so he probably was like, oh, I gotta get away from these ladies.